This went viral. It's you and Jesse.
Is Islam?
Oh yeah, I saw this already.
Yes.
It is.
It's one of the 3 Abrahamic religions, as far as I know.
And is it a religion of peace?
Yes.
Well, why do they chop off people's head and hold women back and throw homosexuals from the rooftops? And they want to take over other countries. And they can say you can lie. They can say you can lie to the
Can we just
Christians.
pause for a brief moment?
Yeah.
You want to tell me about your personal black experience and use that as empirical evidence, as fact. But when I try to tell you about Muslims, you're like, nope, that doesn't work that way. I have my own perspective. If you have actual evidence to back up your claims, then we could have a conversation. Maybe I could describe where you are confused.
How about Allahu Akbar?
This means God is great.
Right, when they're about to kill you, blow you up, or chop off your head, or make sure women don't drive, or cut off their private parts. And
how about
in the
this?
name of Allahu Akbar. I rest my case.
Christianity has far more bodies.
That's not true.
Absolutely true.
No.
Okay, well then answer me this question then. When George W. Bush said, God told me to invade Iraq and Afghanistan, why do we not consider that a Christian genocide, the war in Iraq and Afghanistan?
Because that was just one person, but Christianity is
it's just
all,
one person.
I mean, but
what about a lot of the military members who
I bet you would not go back to your country and say, I'm no longer a Muslim. They'll kill you.
No, they wouldn't.
Yes, they would.
You have no idea about Turkey, do you, sir? No,
well,
Turkey.
You wouldn't go to the
Turkey
Muslim
currently has a. Well, first of all, Turkey's a secular democratic republic.
Well, you may can go to Turkey, but you wouldn't go to a Muslim country.
Turkey is a Muslim country. It's
you
98% Muslim.
You would not say that I'm no longer Muslim.
I say it all the time.
Not to them.
Yes, I do.
Amazing.
There are plenty of atheists or there are plenty of agnostic Turkish people, and there are plenty of progressive Muslims who don't subscribe to a lot of the things that you're mentioning. As a matter of fact, the overwhelming majority of Muslims are not a part of the monolith, the picture that you're trying to paint all of Islam as.
Who is that senile old fuck? It's Jesse Lee Peterson, who's out of his fucking mind. Turkey's a secular country. Just a second later, Turkey is a Muslim country. Turkey is a secular country. It just doesn't have state religion. Just because the vast majority of Muslim doesn't mean it's not secular. Man, it's so... Dude, Jesse is... I mean, he's out of control. You know what I mean? Wait, what the fuck?
Do you believe that black people are victims?
It depends on the individual
and
the circumstances.
You believe some blacks are victims?
I mean, everyone has the capacity to be a victim of
How
the
about
system. I think
black
all
people?
people are victims of the
How
system
about
that
black
we live
people?
under. Black people would be encompassed under all. There's
How
exploitation
about black
happening
people?
at every level.
How about blacks?
I already said that. They're
Do
under
you
all
believe
people, right?
black people are victims?
I think that black people, just like white people, are all victims of the same system that we live under.
Do you believe that black people are victims?
Do you not understand? I'm saying yes. I'm answering your question. It's not like I got your question.
So do you believe
as
that,
long as I elaborate.
Do you believe that black people are victims?
I already answered your question.
I didn't hear it. Can you give me an answer?
I said black people, just like all Americans,
I didn't ask about all
people.
I didn't ask about all. I only asked about one group.
Why is the framing so narrow?
Because
Why
I
can't
want
we
to
have
know
an
what you
interesting
think about black
conversation
people.
about it rather than a yes and no?
So do you believe that black people are victims?
I already told you what I believe.
Well, I didn't ask you about all, though. I only asked about one
I said
group.
just like all people.
I didn't
black
ask
people
about just like all. Do you believe that black people are victims?
Of what?
Period.
Of what?
Period. Anything. Do you believe they're victims
anything?
at all?
They have the capability to be victims, yes.
Are they victims?
But of what?
You're
have
not
to
gonna answer
describe.
that, right?
No. I can. I just need you to further elaborate.
Do you believe that black people are victims?
Bro, just answer your question like 6 times. What's your favorite color? Yes or no? I don't like Hassan, but oh my God, this other guy. There's so many people. This interviewer makes Hassan look smart. There are so many people that like don't realize that this is the same me. Like I've been doing this still. It's just that like you have literally like you feel like this is new and different because you've never actually watched me. You've only fucking watched like other people talk about me. Bro made Hassan sufferable. You know what I mean? Okay, thank you. You can just keep that. Thank you, Mom. For reasons like that, I hate watching debates. And just like that, Hassan quitting debating people. Jesse Lee Peterson is closer to like a chatter that I dunk on in my chat than most other people that I've debated. I never thought I would like Hasan. So many Reddit After Dark posts videos of me all the time, and the entire chat is just literally like, "What the fuck? What the fuck?" It seems like Hasan is, what? He's making Hasan seem cool. What is this about? Like, oh, I like this Hasan. Bring this Hasan back, and it's like, bro, what do you mean?
And why? I wouldn't consider myself poor. I definitely make enough money.
Have you ever been poor?
Yes.
And how did you manage to overcome?
I worked very hard.
I like this. By the way, this was in 2019 before Hasan found success on Twitch. So don't be like, wow, he doesn't consider himself poor when he's a millionaire. Yeah, it's like, I know that this is like super old, but it doesn't matter. This is not even from 2019. I think it's from like 2018.
And if black people work hard, will they manage to overcome too?
Absolutely. However, getting out of poverty, no. Getting out of poverty is one thing, and not everyone has those same means. There's an element of probability that we never factor into these conversations. For example, I worked very hard, but would I ever say that I worked as hard as, let's say, a teacher in Oklahoma does? Probably not. Well, a lot of teachers in Oklahoma have to take, for example, 2 jobs just to be able to feed their children.
What's wrong with
that? Would you say that they're not working hard enough? Is that why they're not being able to escape poverty? Or would you say that it's because the wages that we are giving teachers?
Yeah, there's three types of different people that don't like me on the internet. And you are correct. If someone doesn't like you, I've found that they've either been bamboozled and have watched a clip chimp video, or they are genuinely an awful person. And there are a lot of people who have been bamboozled, oftentimes by the genuinely awful people who are like very maliciously and very purposely and very deliberately crafting a narrative about how much of a hypocrite I am.
Is not enough. They're not living wages.
Because I would say that the teacher is not managing his or her life right. They're not in control of their own lives. They're wasting. Define poverty.
Cruel, don't you think?
What do you mean?
That analysis is like a little cruel to think that poor people are. It's not necessarily that you're telling the truth, but you're saying that if you're poor, or even if you're working extremely hard, even if you're working twice as hard as any wealthy person, for example, that just kind of inherited their wealth from their parents, that they're just not working hard enough. What about
they're not managing their lives?
What about Wyatt Koch? Are you familiar with Wyatt?
Or they heard your take on China and Russia? I think I have a pretty agreeable takes on both China and Russia, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Like, people always talk about my Russia takes, and it's literally like insane. The way that like I talk about Russia versus the way that people think about I talk about Russia are two entirely. They live in not only different zip codes, they live in different planets. Okay, they live in different like galaxies. Okay, like motherfuckers are like, oh, Hasan loves Russia, thinks it's super sick that they invaded Ukraine, wants like Ukraine to be Russian territory, thinks every Ukrainian should be murdered. Meanwhile, like I've never said any of those fucking things. It's just craziness. One of my best friends thought you were a hypocrite and a greedy fuck till he found out that you share a house with your family. So I agree with that. People love to put you in a bad light. Yeah. I used to frequent a very right-wing forum, and they would post about you nonstop. Like the second you post something new on IG, they'd repost it there. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people who are like definitely very, very, very unhinged.
Wyatt Koch?
No.
Wyatt Koch is the son of the third Koch brother. Are you familiar with the Kochs, though, right? Charles David. I don't know if they fund this operation at all or not, but
I know who they are.
So they're billionaires. They inherited a massive amount of money from their father, and they inherited the business on top of that, and they were able to take, I believe, like $500 million and turn it into this gigantic corporation. Wyatt Koch is their nephew. He didn't do anything, but he is inheriting billions and billions of dollars, and he has all of the ability in the world to, he has all of the access to education and all of the opportunity in the world to fail as many times as he wants, over and over again. whereas the average American family does not even have $400. Does not even have $400 in emergency cash.
Are you poor?
And why?
A friend of mine despises you because of a clip he saw of you. For the life of him, he can't find the clip in question. Just knows he doesn't like you. Yeah, because no one is like serious about political consumption. A lot of people's political consumption starts and ends at people that they like, people whose vibes that they like, and people whose vibes they don't like. And if someone whose vibes they like, if a content creator that they enjoy consuming the content of is telling you that like I'm bad, they're just gonna also feel like that. That's pretty much it. But yeah, Reddit After Dark doing fucking the Lord's work over here, posting clips of me all the fucking time. And they usually bang too. Happy for it though.